Good morning. Everyone's familiar with the term Chag Sameach, happy holiday. Well, yesterday's Torah portion taught us about all the Jewish festivals, beginning with Passover, going to Shavuos, continuing with Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot. And this week's Torah portion continues with the laws of the sabbatical year, every seventh year, just like Shabbat is every seventh day. And then, not only do we have Shabbat every seventh day and the sabbatical year every 7 years, but then we should count 7 cycles of 7, which takes us to the Jubilee year in the 50th year. And what's very interesting is the Torah does not open the section by saying these are the Chagim, the holidays. The Torah says Ela Moadei. These are the designated meeting times between God and the Jewish people, beginning with every 7th day, which is Shabbat, going to all the holidays, and ultimately every 7 years, and every 7 cycles of 7 years. What the Torah is telling us is that, there's a difference between a to-do list and a calendar. A to-do list is a list of things I have to do, and I need to get around to doing them. But when you put it in your calendar, now you have a designated time. Then not only do you have a task, but you have a time when the task has to be accomplished. And that is what the Torah says. The Torah says that the most loftiest values and ideals, if they're just ideals and values, they may never come to fruition. They may never be actualized. And therefore, you have to actually put it on your calendar. If you want to have a day of spiritual rest, you need to put on your calendar that every 7th day will be Shabbat. If you want to have a day to learn the lessons of freedom, then you need to put on your calendar Moadei Hashem, the holiday of Passover. If you want to have a day to learn Torah and focus on the gift of the Torah, then you need to put on your calendar Shavuot. If you want to have a day about renewal, you need to put Rosh Hashanah on your calendar. If you want to have a day of forgiveness, you put Yom Kippur on your calendar. And so too with each and every holiday. But at the same time that the Torah talks about all the dates on the calendar, the Torah talks about counting the Omer. And the Torah says that between Passover and Shavuot, count each and every day. Why? Because yes, we have calendars with long-term plans, but at the same time, we have to remember to seize each day, to live each day fully, to celebrate each day of life, and not only look at the long-term plans in our lives, but to think about the immediate moment that we're in, the day that we're actually celebrating today. Tragically, we all know what happened in Meron on Thursday night. 45 people perished tragically in a horrific accident. And what that reminded us all is that we never know how much time we have. And therefore, while we have long-term plans, we have to seize today and live today fully. And indeed, on Friday evening, we had a big celebration at the Palm Beach Synagogue, celebrating our acquisition of the new property for the expansion of our synagogue. And there were 300 people in attendance. We had a beautiful Shabbat dinner outside. But before Shabbat, I got up to speak and I wished everyone Mazel Tov. And I said, here we are in Lag BaOmer celebrating, but our hearts are with the Jewish people in Israel and the families that lost their loved ones. I said, I would like to see if we could have 45 men volunteer to come up and put on tefillin. And 45 men should put on tefillin today if they have not yet put on tefillin, in honor and in memory of those 45 people who passed away. And I didn't even finish making the announcement when people started getting up from their tables and lining up in a very long line. And we had to get many people to help put on tefillin with all of those people. By the time we finished, by the time we began Shabbat with lighting the candles, over 100 men have lined up to put on tefillin in memory of those 45 souls that perished. And then all the women went together to light Shabbos candles before Shabbat in memory and in honor of those beautiful souls that were taken from us. And I was very moved by the outpouring of love, but I asked myself why. And the obvious answer is because in these moments we realize that life is so short, and every opportunity we have to seize, to do something positive, to do a mitzvah, to do a good deed, we have to grab it now, because we never know when our opportunity. Therefore, we must seize this day.